pulse of the nation. Psalm TV, the pulse of the nation. Psalm TV, the pulse of the nation.
Are you stuck in Jalingo late at night? Need a safe and reliable ride fast? Introducing Supercab, Jalingo's trusted ride-hailing service from anywhere in the city. We will pick you up right at your doorstep. Book a ride in seconds. Safe, fast and affordable. Visit www.supercab.com.ng or download the Supercab app today. Supercab, your ride your way.
Good evening, viewers. This is News at 9 p.m. on Psalm TV, your ultimate window to truth, power, and the stories that shape our world. This is not just news, this is the pulse of the nation. Beating loud and clear. Connect with us on Facebook at Psalm TV and catch our live stream on YouTube at Psalm TV Live. Be informed, be empowered, be unstoppable. And now let's dive straight into tonight's top headline. The devastating flood in Adamawa State submerging homes, farmlands, livestock, and properties that are worth billions of naira. The National Broadcasting Commission on Sunday marked its 33rd anniversary. Psalm TV has joined voices in celebrating the National Broadcasting Commission as it marks its 33rd anniversary today, August 24th, 2025. Muslims in Jalingo, Taraba State banned from organizing all forms of up-becoming wedding parties. South African opposition leader Julius Malema visit Lagos Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu ahead of Nigerian Bar Association address. Speaker of Benue State House of Assembly Adona Dajo resigned amid attempted impeachment of 4 lawmakers. International news. UK unveiled plan for change measures restricting criminals' access to public places. And business news. Nigeria negotiates $238 million JICA loan for national electricity grid expansion. Entertainment news. Filmmaker JJ Skills explained transition from music to Nollywood. Sport news. 17-year-old swimmer Abdul Rajit Adama wins silver at World Junior Swimming Championship. I am Bridget James, and now the news in full. The devastating flood in Adamawa State submerging homes, farmlands, livestock, and properties that are worth billions of naira. The disaster triggered by relentless rainfall and the overflow of local rivers. It has left residents grappling with significant losses. According to local authorities, several communities in Yola's South local government area, among many, have been severely impacted with homes inundated and personal belongings destroyed. Our reporter, Ojoma Yusuf, completes the report.
Preliminary reports indicates that hundreds of residents in Yola has been displaced, seeking refuge in temporary shelter. We lost everything, our crops, our homes. The water came so fast, we couldn't save much. Some of the affected residents decried their losses and called for government urgent rescue. In an exclusive interview with Ladan Ayuba, the zonal head of Operation NEMA, he stated how devastating the flood disaster has been on the victims.
What happened was terrible. It's terrible. It's a thing that since we spent about 30 years within this area, we didn't see it. But this is our first occurrence of all these things here.
He noted that the Adamawa state government, in his magnanimity, has since enacted a committee to fairly distribute the relief materials to the affected victims.
So, all suddenly our bed, our mattresses, our televisions, all sicked inside the water. Most especially, we've lost almost 30 of our friends, neighbors, our mothers, our fathers, our brothers. The water has gone away with them.
Kefas Emmanuel, member representing Song local government constituency at the House of Assembly, blames the disaster on climate change as he calls for tree planting to prevent climate change degradation.
At least about 15 local governments have been identified. It is a collaborative effort between different agencies. When it comes to the issue of humanitarian, it's not only one sector. It involves both private and public.
The devastating disaster comes on the heels of the catastrophic Yola flood, which displaced thousands and caused the widespread destructions. Authorities are now under pressure to implement long-term food mitigation measures to prevent reoccurring losses. Ojamba Yusuf, Som TV News, Yola.
The National Broadcasting Commission on Sunday marked its 33rd anniversary with a pledge to deepen Nigerians' digital transition and strengthen local content in the broadcasting industry. In a statement signed by the Director General of the Commission, Mr. Charles Agwebu, the NBC reaffirmed its commitment to professionalism, integrity, and service to the public interest. Today marks a significant milestone in our nation's broadcasting journey. The National Broadcasting Commission has established 33 years ago with a singular mandate to regulate, guide, and nurture the broadcasting industry in Nigeria. Agwebu said he described the university as not merely about numbers, but a celebration of the shared commitment to staff, the resilience of licensees, and the trust of the Nigerian public. It is about values, service to the public interests that have carried us through the years. I therefore extend my heartfelt congratulations to Board of Management, the entire NBC family, and indeed all stakeholders who continue to uphold these values. He added, the NBC boss noted that the Commission had grown with the industry from the days of analog broadcasting to the digital era, where voices, stories, and innovations are expressed across multiple platforms. From the easiest days of national radio and television through the liberalizations of the broadcast space to the present drive towards digital switchover, the Commission has consistently sought to ensure that broadcasting remains a tool for education, information, and national integration. He said, looking ahead, Agwebu said the Commission was determined to adapt to the rapidly changing broadcasting environment shaped by artificial intelligence, online streaming, and converged media. The NBC is committed to ensuring the success of Nigerians' digital switchover project with platforms that guarantees universal access, affordability, and inclusivity. In a related development, Som TV has joined voices in celebrating the National Broadcasting Commission, NBC, as it marks its 33rd anniversary today, August 24, 2025. In a goodwill message, the Chief Executive Officer of Som TV, Mr. Gabriel Olayinka, lauded the Commission for its pivotal role in promoting professionalism and safeguarding the right of Nigerians to quality broadcasting. The year's anniversary with the theme 33 years of professionalism in the broadcast industry in Nigeria, ensuring the citizens' right to quality broadcasting, which highlights the Commission's contribution in shaping the Nigerian broadcast space since its establishment in 1992. Mr. Olayinka described NBC as a pillar of the industry, noting that its regulatory oversight has provided the framework for stations like Som TV to maintain ethical standards, fairness, and balance in their content. The NBC has been instrumental in setting standards that ensure fairness, balance, and professionalism in the broadcast space. At Som TV, we have benefited immensely from the Commission's guidance, and we remain committed to partnering with NBC in promoting excellence in broadcasting, he stated. While congratulating NBC on the milestone, Okali urged stakeholders in the industry to continue to uphold the values of integrity, professionalism, and service to the Nigerian people. He reaffirmed Som TV's commitment to delivering reliable, educative, and entertaining content that reflects the needs and aspirations of its audience. Report reaching us has that Muslims in Jalingo, Taraba State, has been banned from organizing all forms of wedding parties. The wedding parties banned include Kauyawa Day, Villagers' Days, and Ajo parties, during which youths, including young boys and girls, dress in tattered clothes and dance mostly from evening to night in the name of wedding celebration. South African opposition leader Julius Malema visited Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu on Saturday, August 23, 2025, for a courtesy meeting at Lagos House. Marina Maleme, who leads the Economic Freedom Fighters, was welcomed by the governor and shared photos of visit on his official social media account. This visit preceded Malema's scheduled address to the Nigerian Bar Association during its annual general conference at the Enugu State International Conference Center on Sunday, August 24, 2025. Malema, 44, is known for his controversial anti-party chants, including the decades-old Killed the Boer song, which has drawn criticism for its provocative content in post-apartheid South Africa. Concurrently, the Speaker of the Benue State House of Assembly, Aldona Dajo, has resigned with effect from August 24, 2025, citing the best interest of the state in his resignation letter. He expressed gratitude to colleagues and pledged to continue serving as a legislator representing Boko West constituency. The resignation followed the suspension of 4 lawmakers, Alfred Baga, Terna Shiwamwe, Cyril Ekong, and James Umoro, who had attempted to impeach him. Dajo appointed Audu Alias as the new spokesperson of the House. Governor Hyson Aliyu denied any involvement in the attempted impeachment and reaffirmed his support for the Assembly. 24 hours prior, the House creamed and confirmed 6 commissioners' nominees while rejecting Timothy Ogunga due to petitions against him and insufficient academic credentials. Similarly, political activity continues domestically as the African Democratic Congress on Saturday dismissed remarks by Senator Dati Baba Ahmed, the 2023 Labour Party vice presidential candidate, describing his criticism of the opposition coalition as personal opinion that do not reflect the ADC's position. In a statement signed by Jackie Wayas, the party's Deputy National Publicity Secretary, The ADC reaffirmed its commitment to uplifting opposition forces ahead of the 2027 election. In another political development, a political pressure group under the aegis of the North Central Reinsurance Movement has called for the zoning of the 2027 presidency to the North Central region of the country. Chairman Professor Keito Ngabo, who made the appeal on Saturday in Abuja, urged Nigerians to avoid the habit of low expectation from the country's leader. Meanwhile, a former chairman of the People's Democratic Party in Lagos State, retired Captain Tunji Sheller, on Saturday resigned his membership of the party, defecting to the African Democratic Party. Sheller and other PDP bigwigs, as well as some Labour Party members, joined ADC at an affirmation ceremony in Lagos. Furthermore, the People's Democratic Party Governors Forum has called on the federal government to intensify efforts to protect the lives and properties of Nigerians amidst ongoing security challenges in parts of the country. The PDP Governors Forum, led by its chairman and Bauchi State Governor, Senator Bala Muhammad, made this known on Saturday during their meeting in Gusau, Zamfara State. Additionally, Yoruba Nation activist Sunday Adeyemo, popularly known as Igboho, has sought the assistance of the Oni of Ife, Oba Adeyeye Ogunwusi, over his inability to access his account. He urged the monarch to plead on his behalf with President Bola Tinubu for him to be removed from the federal government wanted lists. On the security front, the Nigerian Air Force carried out precision airstrike near the Nigerian-Cameroon border on Saturday, killing more than 35 ISWAP militants acting on intelligence from multiple sources. The strike targeted 4 assembly areas of jihadist fighters who had threatened ground troops in Borno State. The operation aimed to stabilize the situation, deny terrorists freedom of action, and disrupt their logistics along northeastern border region. While Nigerian insurgency has slowed since its 2015 peak, attack by Boko Haram and ISWAP have intensified in 2025, resulting in thousands of civilians' death and displacement. The U.S. has approved a $346 million arms sale to support Nigerians' counter-terrorism operation. Similarly, the police command in Niger reported that it has 6 suspects in custody for allegedly stealing a 300 kVA transformer along Kaduna Road. This was contained in a statement by the command's public relations officer, SP Wasiu Abiodun, issued on Saturday in Mina. Also, the Akwa Ibom State Police commanders dismantled a drug cartel and arrested 4 suspects during raids on criminal hideouts in Uyo. Police spokesperson DSP Timform John confirmed the operation, stating that large quantities of illicit substances, including Indian hemp, locally known as Vogue Ekpo, were recovered. The suspects, identified as Gideon Patrick Eded, Paul Joseph Effiong, Mbong Cletus Ikpe, and Gideon Eded Etim, are in custody as investigations continues. Timfon assured that Commissioners of Police Baba Azare is committed to sustaining the fight against drugs and crime, urging public cooperation through intelligence sharing to curb criminal activities. In a related development, the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency has arrested a 50-year-old widow, Ifoma Henrietta Eziukwa, for attempting to traffic 1.3 kilograms of cocaine disguised as a fake pregnancy. She was intercepted at Jibowu, Lagos, while heading to Abuja, and a follow-up search at her home uncovered 200 grams of cocaine cutting agents. Azulke, a fashion designer, told investigators she inherited the threat from her late husband. In other operations, NDLEA seized 48.6 kilograms of cannabis concealed in imported kitchen sink, intercepted large opioid consignments in Kano and Adamawa, and arrested suspects across several states, with farms and warehouses of cannabis also destroyed. Meanwhile, the International Association of World Peace Advocates has announced plans to mark the United Nations International Day of Police Cooperation on September 8 at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Abuja. In a statement, spokesman Emmanuel Nkweche commended the Nigerian police force under Inspector General Kayode Egbetakun for efforts against crime, especially trans-border offenses, and praised the FCT command for maintaining peace in the capital. The association said the event will honor serving and retired officers committed to peace, offer scholarships to children of fallen policemen, and distributes Nigerian and police flags to state commands. Stakeholders were urged to support the celebration. In Bauchi State, the House of Assembly has appealed to the state government to urgently restore electricity to several communities cut off for months due to damaged infrastructure and natural disaster. During plenary, Speaker Abubakar Suleiman presided as Odubo lawmaker. Mohammed Lele raised a motion seeking reconnection for communities from Dambam to Tarwasum in Zindiwa, Yobe, Wabu, Kesa, and Balaudo. He warned that prolonged blackout has crippled businesses, health services, and residents' well-being. Kajua West member Adamu Kawu also urged power restoration to Onga, Angwanjo, and Sadao Zungwa University's Yuli campus, affected since last year by collapsed poles. The House resolved to forward motions for government action. Similarly, the House of Representatives has queried the Nigerian Electricity Regulatory Commission over 59 billion naira Central Bank of Nigerian loan for executions of National Mass Metering Program. The House also queried the Maritime Wealth Management Limited and NESI SSL for giving approval to a firm to receive 0.5% of annual collection from electricity distribution companies to 2030. On urban mobility, the Lagos Metropolitan Area Transport Authority has affirmed its partnership with the National Union of Road Transport Workers to regulate the city's informal transport sector, particularly yellow buses or danfos. Lamata Managing Director Abimbola Akinajo, speaking on Channels Television Sunrise program, he said danfos carries the majority of Lagos commuters, making their inclusion essential for effective regulation. She explained that the bus industry transition program aimed to integrate formal and informal transport operations, allowing unions to manage some BRT routes successfully. Akinajo emphasized that collaboration is key, gradually exposing operators to regulatory standards while maintaining efficient urban mobility for Lagos residents. Turning to health, the Gombe State government has commissioned upgraded primary health care centers across 114 wards to strengthen healthcare delivery. The ceremony held at Ako PHC was attended by community leaders, stakeholders, and residents. The Deputy Governor Manessa Daniel Jatta, representing Governor Inuayaya, he said the administration has raised healthcare funding from 3.5% in 2019 to 15%, in line with the Abuja Declaration. Other strides include the establishment of the Gombe contributory health agency with over 300,000 beneficiaries, and the revitalization of PHCs through World Bank's Impact Project, equipped with solar power, water supply, and staff quarters. The facilities were handed to communities for sustainability. Meanwhile, the Nigerian Medical Association Federal Capital Territory chapter has commended doctors for their perseverance despite welfare challenges and urged them to remain hopeful. Speaking at a dinner and award night marking the end of the 2025 Annual General Meeting and Scientific Conference in Abuja, Chairman Emeka Ayogo encouraged members to sustain their resilience, expressing optimism that government will eventually improve conditions for medical practitioners. He assured that efforts were ongoing in collaboration with the national body to safeguard members' welfare. Agoyu also pressed the local organizing committee led by Dr. Nnamdi Ezuma for their sacrifice, presenting awards in recognition of their contribution. Similarly, the Rule of Law and Accountability Advocacy Center has demanded an end to arbitrary arrest, intimidation, torture, and harassment of citizens, journalists, and activists in the Southeast. In a communique issued after a dialogue in Akwa, the group decried abuse by security agencies, including unlawful detention, misuse of law to silence online expression, and overcrowded custodial centers. It also condemned mob violence, vigilante abuses, and suppression of student voices. RULAC urged government to halt the criminalization of dissent, called for right-based policing and judicial independence, and encourage civil society and media to amplify victims' voices and sustain civic education. In training news, 50 officers of the Nigerian Customs Service have graduated from junior courses 22 at the Command and Staff College, Gwagwalada, during the ceremony on August 22nd. Controller General Adewale Adeniyi, represented by Deputy Controller General Itoho, urged the graduates to uphold innovation, discipline, and resilience, stressing that their dedication will shape the service future. Commandant of the college, Assistant Controller General Oluyomi Adebakin, noted that the intensive training equipped officers for complex operational challenges through leadership, teamwork, and professional development. Certificates were awarded to all graduates, with outstanding officers recognized for excellence in academics, disciplines, leadership, and workmanship, and are charged to be worthy ambassadors. Our Bridge Connect African initiative has trained 50 Kano women in climate-smart agriculture to promote resilience and food security. At the launch in Kano, project manager Ruqaya Abdullahi said the program under the Women's Against Violence Empowerment through Sustainability. The project, with support from the Nigerian French Embassy, aimed to provide sustainable livelihood and economic empowerment while reducing vulnerable to gender-based violence. The beneficiaries, drawn from 11 local government areas, were trained in cucumber and okra production, nursery management, transplanting, harvesting, and post-harvest handling. They also received start-up kits and will undergo business development training. Participants pledged to replicate skill in their communities. In humanitarian development, the Nigerian Red Cross Society has provided relief support to victims of the recent flood disaster in Mokwa, Niger State. The organization built 47 temporary shelters equipped with boreholes, toilets, and bathroom, and distributed 500 dignity kits to women and girls alongside 500 non-food packages for families. It also facilitated family reunification and created safe spaces for protection and inclusion. NRCS President Prince Oluyemisi Adega urged Nigerians to volunteer, stressing disaster preparedness, hygiene promotion, and accountability in relief efforts. Beneficiaries including Adamu Dan and Aisha Abdullahi commended the Red Cross for easing their hardship after displacement. Conversely, a 16-year-old girl, Press Malachi, lost her life in flooding while rushing home to check her senior school certificate examination results, which her friend told her were excellent. Press was a final year student of Government Day Secondary School, Samaru, Zaria, who badged a scholarship from the Center of Girls Education, Zaria, to further her education because of her brilliant performance. Turning to military training, the Nigerian Army's 12 brigades in Lokoja has announced it will conduct its second annual range classification exercise from August 25th to 28th at the Chari Maigumeri shooting range in Kogi State. Acting Assistant Director of Public Relations, Lieutenant Hassan Abdullahi, he said the drill aims to sharpen shooting skills of officers and soldiers while testing the serviceability of weapons. He urged residents of Shetima, Zongo, and nearby areas not to panic at the sound of gunfire or troops movement and advised them to stay away from the range. The brigade commander, Brigadier General Kasim Umar, appreciated public cooperation. The National Veterinary Research Institute, VOM, has refuted allegations of nepotism, procurement breaches, and staff marginalization raised in an open letter to President Bola Tinubu. The petition credited to Plateau Youth Council and Barom groups accused NVRI of violating federal character in its 2022 recruitment and planning bias hiring of 200 staff. In a rebuttal, management, which described the claim as false, insisting recruitment follows approved vacancies, specialist skills, and federal character guidelines. NVRI noted that its 877 staff, 400 are from Plateau State, including 161 from Jos South local government area, stressing its commitment to fairness, inclusiveness, and competence. We'll take a short break, but don't go anywhere. The major stories, the sharpest insight, and the voices that truly matters are still coming your way only on Some TV, your gateway to the truth. Please don't go away.
For 33 years, the National Broadcasting Commission has stood as the guardian of Nigeria's airwaves, upholding professionalism and protecting every citizen's right to quality broadcasting. Guided by its mission to set clear standards, license, monitor, and regulate our broadcasting industry that fosters quality programming and technology, and its vision of a sustainable broadcast sector that meets Nigeria's social, political, and economic needs, the NBC has remained a pillar of excellence. Here in Taraba State, the NBC continues to shine, guiding broadcasters, monitoring compliances, and enforcing ethical standards. Through timely warnings and fair sanctions, it safeguards professionalism and integrity across our areas. At Some TV, we proudly salute the NBC nationally and here in Taraba State for 33 years of professionalism, service, and trust in the broadcast industry. NBC as statutory, your right to quality broadcasting, yesterday, today, and tomorrow.
Are you stuck in Jalingo late at night? Need a safe and reliable ride fast? Introducing Supercab, Jalingo's trusted ride-hailing service from anywhere in the city. We will pick you up right at your doorstep. Book a ride in seconds. Safe, fast and affordable. Visit www.supercab.com.ng or download the Supercab app today. Supercab, your ride your way. Are you stuck in Jalingo late at night? Need a safe and reliable ride fast? Introducing Supercab, Jalingo's trusted ride-hailing service from anywhere in the city. We will pick you up right at your doorstep. Book a ride in seconds. Safe, fast and affordable. Visit www.supercab.com.ng or download the Supercab app today. Supercab, your ride your way.
Welcome back. Let's dive straight into the next big development. On international news, the Trump administration is reportedly preparing to deploy thousands of National Guard troops to Chicago as part of a broader crackdown on crime and immigration. According to reports, Pentagon officials are drafting plans for a possible September deployment similar to past operations in Washington, D.C. and Los Angeles. Moreover, the deployment may coincide with expanded immigration enforcement. However, Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker and Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson, which strongly opposed the plan, calling it politically motivated and unnecessary. Despite Chicago recording 573 homicides in 2024, an 8% decline from the previous years, the federal administration appears intent on demonstrating a tough stand on crime and public safety. Meanwhile, the United Kingdom has unveiled new measures under its plan for change to restrict criminals' access to public spaces, such as pubs, concerts, and sports events. Specifically, judges they would have expanded powers to impose travel bans, driving restrictions, and confinement to designated zones. In addition, offenders under probation will face mandatory drug testing and community limitations. Lord Chancellor Shabana Mahmood stated the reforms aim to reduce crime and enhance public safety. Furthermore, existing bans, including football stadium restriction, it will now apply broadly, while significant investments are being made in prisons, probably probation staff and technology to improve offender management and supervision. On business news, the federal government of Nigeria is negotiating a $238 million loan from the Japan International Cooperation Agency to expand the national electricity grid, particularly the transmission segment. The funding, discussed during the 9th Tokyo International Conference on African Development, it will add over 102 kilometers of new 330 kV double-circuit lines, 104 kilometers of 132 kV lines, multiple substations, and line bay extension. Additionally, a $190 million JICA-supported renewable energy facility will scale distributed power solutions across undeserved communities. Alongside grid expansion, 3 substations funded by a $32 million JICA grant are set for commissioning, while new training equipment at NAPTINS will enhance engineer skills and improve operational efficiency. On entertainment news, theme maker and former musician JJC Skills, also known as Abdurrashid Bello, explained why he transitions from music to Nollywood. Speaking on Channels Television, Rubin Minds, he said he felt too old for the youthful energy of the music industry and was passionate about storytelling, despite earlier success in the UK with Big Brovaz and JJC and the 419 Squad. He had to start afresh in Nigeria, encountering gatekeepers in the film industry, and he credited Deyemi Okanlawon and Funke Akindele for support.